January 7th, 2023, Chambers County, Texas. At a quiet home outside Houston, a diabetic man's glucose monitor begins to alarm. It will go off more than 100 times before anyone calls for help. His wife would later tell investigators she slept through all of it. Her own phone would tell a different story, and within days, this medical emergency will become a murder investigation. Joseph Hartsfield was 46 years old, a Navy veteran and a type 1 diabetic who managed his condition every single day of his life. On the morning of January 7th, his blood sugar was crashing and kept crashing for hours. The alerts went to two phones, his and his wife's. Sarah Hartsfield, his spouse of 11 months, was in the house the entire time. By the time paramedics arrived, Joseph was already in the grip of a massive insulin overdose. He never woke up. 8 days later, on January 15th, he was gone. For the doctors, it looked like a tragic accident. It might have stayed that way if a brand new detective hadn't started asking who exactly Sarah Hartsfield was. What he found would take investigators far beyond Texas. To understand how this ends, you have to go back to where Sarah began. She was born in the mid-1970s in Otterville, Missouri, into a childhood that was anything but stable. Her stepfather, it was reported, had served time for killing a man. Sarah endured abuse in those early years, and by the age of 10, she was in foster care, moved from home to home. In 1990, her own brother died, ruled an accident. She would build a life that looked like order. In 1997, Sarah joined the Army, a motor transport operator, then an intelligence analyst, deployed to Iraq. She learned discipline, and prosecutors would later argue, she learned exactly how a body works and how it fails. Joseph was her fifth husband. The first four had ended in fear. Her very first husband said their marriage was tumultuous, and that when he tried to leave, Sarah told him, "I don't leave her, she leaves me." Weeks later, gasoline was splashed across his trailer, and a witness saw a woman running away. By her third marriage, there were children, and later, they would testify to a home full of fear. Her fourth husband, David George, told the FBI something darker, that Sarah had pressured him to kill her ex-husband's new wife, to win a custody fight, so Sarah could step in and pick up the pieces. George recanted, but agents said he seemed petrified of her. May 2018, Minnesota. Sarah's then fiancé, David Bragg, is shot and killed in his own home. Sarah tells police she fired in self-defense. No charges are filed. The case is closed for now. And there were fires. In 2014, her grandmother's home burned. A child inside was hurt. A will disappeared from the safe. Years later, Sarah admitted it out loud to David Bragg's own mother. "I burned the house down to keep my brother from having it." So why Joseph? In the weeks before he died, Sarah told her realtor that her husband had buried her in debt and that she was working on an exit strategy, an exit that did not include Joseph Hartsfield. Joseph's family knew none of the details, but they sensed enough. His sister would later testify that she begged him not to go back, telling him in her own words she was worried Sarah would kill him in his sleep. Joseph stayed. 11 months into the marriage, he was dead. And the question landed on the desk of the newest detective in Chambers County, a rookie named Skylar Rotz, on one of his very first homicide cases. Sarah's story was simple. She had taken pain medication and slept through the alarms. Her phone told a different story. The people closest to her described the same thing, a change that came lightning fast, warm one moment, ice the next. At the hospital, as Joseph lay dying, a lieutenant said Sarah seemed almost nonchalant, calm, even laughing, her answers rehearsed. After she shot David Bragg 5 times in the chest, his mother said, Sarah wasn't hysterical at the funeral. She went shopping. Cell records showed activity almost every hour of that morning. Apps opening, Facebook scrolling, step-tracking software registering movement through the house, while next to her, more than 100 glucose alarms went unanswered. Then, investigators found what had been deleted. Internet search history wiped, text messages gone, and a video recorded on her phone and deleted, showing Joseph gasping for air. It was taken an hour and a half before anyone called 911. In those same hours, Joseph's phone was busy too. His driver's license, his banking details, access to his digital accounts. All of it, message by message, sent from his phone to hers. The investigation was not flawless. At the scene, Sarah herself offered deputies the insulin pens from Joseph's bedside. They were never collected. A former lieutenant would later admit under oath, 100% an error. But the phones, the timeline, and the medical evidence were enough. Sarah Hartsfield was indicted for murder. It would take more than 2 years to bring her before a jury, and when the trial finally began, in September 2025, even her own children would take the stand against her. The state of Texas versus Sarah Jean Hartsfield opened in Chambers County. The prosecution's theory, a diabetic husband, a wife who knew exactly what insulin could do, and hours of silence while he slipped away. The treating nurse described something that made no medical sense. Joseph's blood sugar kept crashing in the hospital, again and again, despite every intervention, as if insulin was still entering his body. A friend of Joseph's, Ivan Boots, told the jury about a conversation he could not forget. Sarah wondering aloud whether insulin could be detected after death. Then came the witnesses no prosecutor takes for granted, Sarah's own children. From jail, Sarah had not stayed quiet. Thousands of recorded calls, messages to reporters. The jury heard her voice, confident, insistent, innocent. The defense called the case a story, not evidence. Magic is not real, attorney Case Darwin told the jury, arguing that Joseph, a diabetic in pain, administered that final dose himself. The prosecution's final words were about the alarms, the 100 chances to save him. The defendant made sure he got enough insulin so he couldn't recover. So why did she do it? Across 30 years, one pattern held. To Sarah Hartsfield, the people who loved her were assets, useful until they were not. When a partner stopped paying off, in money or in control, or worse, when they tried to leave her, they became a problem, and Sarah solved her problems permanently. To be exact, she was convicted of murdering one husband, Joseph, and she shot and killed one fiancé, David Bragg. The others got out, through divorce, through fear, through luck. But every time the suspicion faded and no charges came, she learned the same lesson, that she could do it and walk away. Money and control were the motive. Believing she was untouchable is why she never stopped. The jury needed about an hour. Sarah Hartsfield was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison, with no chance of parole for 30 years and a $10,000 fine. In Minnesota, the case of David Bragg, the fiancé she shot and called self-defense, was reopened. Her appeal is pending.